building, issues on economic planning for nations, and so on and so forth. That discourse is supposed to enlighten people who are on the meeting. It's also supposed to gather materials and information that should be able to use to advise government and to be part of government when that time could help to
Sir, you may want to turn off your video so that your bandwidth is low. Maybe if you turn off your video, we can hear you. Faye, can you please help? Good evening, everyone. We'll be right with you. Network issues. So I think he'll be joining us shortly. Okay.
Sorry about that. We had technical issues. I really apologize. Okay, so we then have the School of Leadership and Governance for people who would like to go into leadership, who would like to go into political leadership, corporate leadership, and of course, governance throughout Africa. Okay, so we have those events. Then we have our community development program, community outreach program. That's a similar program that goes to reach out to communities, to enlighten them, to develop them, and to help them solve a few issues, challenges, and problems here and there. And then, of course, we have our diaspora engagement, where we try to liaise and interface with the diaspora to get them to come back to Mother Africa, do business with Africa, contribute their skills to Africa, and help Africa become what it truly should become, and so on and so forth. And then we have other little groups that we do. And of course, we have the FANFA, Feed a Person, Feed a Nation, and so on and so forth. And then out of the SOLAG, or as part of that, we have our mentorship program, the Tri-African Empowerment Foundation, IOI, and I think IOI stands for Itwa Olajide Godalo, mentorship program, where we try to place various mentees with mentors for a period of about 3 months to guide them through their decision-making, career planning, business development, and personality development at different times and different levels, to encourage them, to build them up, to make sure that they become the kind of people that they are supposed to become. And this is the essence of why we're here. And I want to welcome everybody here today. Thank you for joining. There's going to be space for a very robust discourse further down the line. And I do believe it will be a very wonderful evening. Let me congratulate in advance all our mentees, those who are graduating today. I congratulate you in Jesus' name, and also thank and congratulate our mentors. It's also a day of graduation of some sort for them, honing their skills as mentors and seeing, by God's grace, the fruits of their labor and their hard work, and so on and so forth. I thank you all, and I look forward already to the next cohort. And I'd like to invite our program coordinator to give a brief overview of the program and the way it has gone. Thank you all very much. And I want to thank also our people at the back end for all the great things that they're doing. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Good evening, all. Good morning for those of you who are in the North Americas and elsewhere. I echo Mr. President's words of encouragement and congratulations to mentors and mentees. This is the first cohort of the IOI mentorship program. By way of some statistics, we started off with 25 registered for the program. Out of the 25 registered, we had a total of 16 that onboarded. And onboarding means we were able to assign them to various subsets. I apologize that my video is off, my bandwidth is low, and for the efficiency of conversation, I've switched the video off. Thank you. My name is Albert Name. I am the program coordinator for the IOI mentorship program, and it's my pleasure to have been able to deliver the first cohort. Of the 16 onboarded mentees, 10 will be graduating today. That's a ratio of about 63% of those who were onboarded. And on the mentor side, we had a total of about 12 mentors that were registered, and 11 of them are in active subsets. What we mean by subsets is that the program was divided up into, for want of a better word, functional areas, such as food production, accounting and finance, entrepreneurship, youth and women's empowerment, and oil and gas. All of these subsets were chosen based on a poll that was organized in the mentee group, where they indicated their preference. So we didn't do it randomly. We tried to align the preferences of the mentees with the program that we have just delivered. So I'll talk a little bit about the methodology, and then we will move on to the rest of the program. The methodology was a combination, varied from having an expert mentor in one of the subsets who was the go-to person for any questions, explanations, things unclear for the mentees in that subset. That was the oil and gas subset, led by Mr. Felix Ekundayo. To the youth, women, and youth, women, and empowerment subset, which was co-chaired by Professor Nike Grange and Barrister Bolanle Ogunmilayo. There, it was more taking the mentees through the wealth of experience these two mentors had in the functional area, the focus area, probing, ensuring that they understood the background knowledge required to make an effective impact in those areas, and then testing their knowledge against the course that was delivered. All the courses were virtual, but they were interactive. So it wasn't just the mentors speaking. In all the subsets, they were interactive. In the food production subset, which was led by Mr. Temitope Ajayi, it was very interactive, run on a Saturday throughout the 6 weeks. And lastly, second to last, in the accounting and finance subset, It was a series of tutorials or lectures to take them through the body of knowledge, to make them better, to make them one, financially literate, and two, for those who are starting a career in accounting and finance, to improve their knowledge in that area. And lastly, in the entrepreneurial subset, which I led, it was a hybrid mix of tutorials, lectures, and what we have titled as fireside chats. The fireside chats were very interactive. Mentees were invited to bring forward issues and questions, problems, challenges they faced during the week. And then we had a discussion around those issues with some suggested solutions to the issues that had been raised. So the methodology was very much a hybrid methodology, adopted for the benefit and to suit the convenience of the mentees at a pace which they could manage. In its entirety, the program lasted 6 months, started in February and ended in August. And in most cases, it was run every week, in some cases every 2 weeks. So a day of every 2 weeks or a day in every week over the 6 months period from February to the end of August. We're very happy to have been able to run this beta test because we've been able to iron out some kinks. The leader of accounting and finance, Mr. Gideon Etireri, and Mrs. Eileen Ninson. Eileen Ninson is our first mentor across borders. She is a professional in Ghana and was able to find the time to make her expertise available. Right, so that's how the program was run. It was a beta test just to make sure we were able to iron out the kinks in the system. Certain observations were made by the mentees, and I'll highlight a couple of them for posterity. We going forward, we will have a common method of delivery. So delivery in the first cohort ranged from Zoom sessions to WhatsApp sessions to Google Meet sessions. And the mentees felt it would be best if at the start of each subset, at the start of the programs for each subset, they were clear about what meeting method would be used and made sure that they had that available and tuned up, ready to go. The second observation was that very often some of the mentees had to drop out because of either work exigencies or travel exigencies, etc. And those that did would have liked notes or presentation material to be made available for all in their subset. So we'll try and address that in the second cohort. In some of the subsets, these notes or presentation material were part of the delivery, but in others, it was more conversational. And as I said, those who were not present during the meeting felt that they would have benefited immensely from something they could look up and look at in their leisure. We're very happy to have reached this point in our journey. It's a testament to both the perseverance of the mentees and the mentors giving the best of themselves to pass on the knowledge that they have built over the years. So without further ado, I will move on to, I will request our COO to move on to the next part of the program. There will be a place where we will open up the mics and allow it to be more interactive, but we've allowed an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes for this program. And it's really to celebrate the mentees and the mentors. So I'll stop there and not take any more of your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Name, for giving us the overview and for coordinating this very important program. And I think you had mentioned about the Ito Olajide Ighodalo R.E.A.L, Responsible, Ethical, Accountable Leadership program, and why it is very important in nation building. So when this was conceived, it was, as you had mentioned, how do we help the next generation crop of leaders get those skill sets, not just the technical skill sets, but the soft skill sets that they need to successfully thrive, not just in their career, but in the community as well. So this is very important. Thank you to all of you, the mentors, for doing this. And for all the mentees, we've already seen them at work. A lot of them are involved in ALG Youth, the R.E.A.L advocates, and we've seen them demonstrate those skill sets that they have gained from this mentorship program. And it is our hope that this becomes a movement. It becomes that reorientation that Mr. President has been speaking about. So thank you very much. And we can take questions from the audience for the next 15 minutes before we move. Is that what you were looking for, Mr. Name, for us to take questions or comments from the audience before you move to the next segment?
That is correct. I think it will be more efficient if we did that. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. So the way we do this, we ask that you please raise your hand electronically, and then we will call upon you. We ask that you keep your comments related to the topic at hand, and please go ahead and share any of your feedback that can also help the next cohort. And if you're interested, we would also be calling you to join the mentorship program at the end of this program as well. So please go ahead and raise your hand, and we would ask you to unmute and you will speak. Thank you so much. I see a lot of names that I know, so I can start calling names if I don't see hands up. So maybe I'll start with in-house, because it was a joint effort. The management team and EXCO developed the IOI mentorship program, and it was important that it was a legacy for Mr. President because of the attributes that he also demonstrates as a responsible, ethical, and accountable leader. I'm going to call on Pastor Olu to please go ahead, share some of your comments. And then I believe Sade is in the room. Mrs. Pashidem is in the room, and also Mrs. Lara Oderinde, who is our Media and Publicity Director. Pastor Lu, please go ahead with your comments on the IOI mentorship program.
Thank you very much. And I consider it a privilege and an honor to be a part of this group. I want to thank the team that led the IOI initiative. And I want to commend their efforts, their tenacity, and their persistence and perseverance in ensuring that the past 6 months that they were very, very diligent and committed to the ideals and the attributes of our founder is really, really admirable and interesting, that we are trying to teach people or mentor people to have the right values. And that is one of the things that is lacking in this space of ours. That's why we're having so much difficulties in most sphere of our life in Nigeria. especially in our political structure, we don't really have leaders that are that we can emulate, or that we can they can be people's mentor. So that is why we are trying to, use the right values as our founder has espoused on this platform. It has our aim is to have real, accountable, and transparent leaders, leaders that are, are ready to uphold equity, justice, and the right values to make a nation great. The nations that are great today are not just great because of what they are not just great by happenstance, but it is because of what they are doing deliberately and intentional, because they are upholding the right values. They are looking out for the downtrodden. They are helping. They have empathy. They have sympathy, and they are truthful to themselves, and they hold themselves accountable to the people that they are leading. If you are, every leader is supposed to be an example to the people they are leading, to be accountable to them. You don't lord yourself over the people you are leading. You lead them by example. You lead from the rear, you lead from the front, and you show them you are not just telling them, do what I say and don't do what I do. They are leading by example. They are leading by their life. It is the way they live their life that they expect their followers to also emulate. So that is why I'm really, really excited about this program. That is why I am advocating it to as many as possible to join us in this journey and our path to greatness. That if we can mentor as many as possible, then they can also go ahead and mentor other people. And at the end of the day, we have the critical mass to make the necessary change that we so desire in Nigeria. So I want to thank you once again, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to express my feelings about this program. And I want to congratulate our graduate for today and the team. More kudos to your efforts, and I wish you more wins. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you very much, Pastor Lu. Appreciate your comments. And also the selflessness in serving. It's also very important, and you can see that from the mentors that gave their time every Saturday, Friday, at all times to make this happen. So thank you so much. Welcome, Pastor Sonny. Glad you could join us. Go ahead, Reverend Shade. You're muted. Please go ahead with your comments. Reverend Shade, please go ahead. Thought you had unmuted. Okay. All right. Pastor Sonia, are you ready now for your comments, or should we wait since you just came in?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I was okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. You're welcome again, as it's been said already. And my kudos really go to Mr. Albert Name, our COO, the executive team that have been totally running this program for the last 6 months. It takes a serious amount of dedication to offer this kind of program on any platform, in any forum, in any environment. How much more something that runs, from different territories at the same time. But we cannot underestimate the contribution that this program is making to the society, especially the Nigerian society, and especially to the demographic of the youth. And it's strictly because people can be taught leadership. but people need to see leadership being rolled out. And as at the ALG, we keep rolling out the values, we keep demonstrating the values. We trust that the next generation is picking up at a pace at which they will be able to not only run and make all the changes that are required for the future, but to lay up that same foundation for the next generation coming after them. And if we look at global trends, we'll see that leadership has caused nations to rise and nations to fall. So as we continue pouring out our own little widow's mite in the area of breeding proper leadership, proper values within our generation, the next generation that are being called to lead, we trust that we can expect the right kind of results to show up in our society in the area of advocacy, in the area of education, in the area of innovation, taking the nations forward, and in the area of economic development. One thing that I would like to mention is that we have a new wave, we have a new industrial revolution coming up on us. And Nigeria will not be exempted from this. So it's either we plug in and we run with it, or we get left behind. And I know that the brilliance of the Nigerian mind will not allow us as a unit, as a movement, as an organization, to allow our own society to be left behind global trends. So on that note, I would just like to say congratulations to all the graduates once again. Congratulations to all the mentors once again, and congratulations to the entire team. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Reverend Shade, for those powerful contributions. We have Mrs. Lara Oderide, who is the Director of Media and Publicity. Lara, please go ahead with your comments, and then we'll call on Pastor Sonny if he is available to also give his comments. I don't see any hands up, so that's why I'm calling on the executive team, the executive and management team. So if you do have comments or you have contribution, please go ahead and raise your hand electronically. And once we are done with this segment, we'll move on to the next portion of the program. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Lara.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you. I just wanted to echo again the same sentiments been spoken by the leadership team. I want to lend my voice to the celebration of the mentors and the mentees. I'm so excited about what's to come, what's to be birthed out of this. Thank you, the mentors, for pouring out your very best. They said a great leader is really not a leader until you are able to reproduce yourself and others. And that's exactly what you have done. You have sown the seeds and you have passed on the baton to this mentees. And the mentees, I'm excited about your future. I'm excited about what's to come out of this, because you have been intentional about your plight around leadership. So you understood this and you have taken ownership of that to, set aside time for yourself to pour into yourself. So all the seeds of greatness that have been poured into you through this mentorship program, I'm excited about how it's going to translate, because I know with that intentionality that you have demonstrated, there's hope for Nigeria. There's hope for the continent of Africa, because people like you are going to be the ones to really take us to the next level, because now we know there is, that our future is bright. Because again, we can take from all these lessons learned, we can take from all the things that, you have sponging through this program, and you can begin even to become an advocate of the same, because I want to encourage you, mentees, not to keep quiet about what you have learned. Encourage others to join in, because the more of us march on to this, to take on this baton, the better, the quicker it will be for us to transform Nigeria, to transform Africa. Thank you and congratulations to all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lara, for your contributions. And I believe Pastor Sonny may be rejoining us again. I'm opening up the floor. Please, if you have comments, we invite you to please share your comments. This is a movement that is for all of us. We all are going to lead within our own sphere of influence, and there is no small sphere. We all will make impact together. And so that's why this is very, very important for us to be a part of such initiatives that make a difference. Thank you. So if there are no comments, I don't see any hands up. I do see some questions in the chat about the criteria. We do have, at the end of the program, we would be sharing a link. Mr. Albert will talk about when the next cohort will start, and there are forms, and there is an application process that we go through, an evaluation process to select the mentors and the mentees as well. So we would be speaking more about that towards the end of the program. Thank you so much. If there are no other questions, we are going to move. Mr. Albert, are you ready to move to the next segment?
Yes, I am. And the next segment is an introduction of the mentees by the mentors. So let's start with who is here. Accounting finance is Mr. Gideon Etiri here. I don't see him present. Just scrolling. Just give me a second. All right. I don't see him present.
No, I don't see him. I did a quick search. He's not in the room yet.
And Eileen is not here either. All right. So I will introduce the mentees of that subset. Do we have the elevator pitches ready, or can I just speak to the mentees that were part of that subset?
I can project that if you want. Okay, give me a second to do that.
Thank you. Right. We are looking for Kelvin, Matthew, and Blessing. Right. Let's start with Matthew. Can everyone see the screen?
It's projecting, yes.
Okay. Matthew, he's a process engineer, BSc in chemical engineering. Work experience has been as a technical analyst in a pipeline products and services company. And his project experience includes converting petrol engine cars to auto gas, very relevant in today's climate. He's also built a floating dome, a biodigester plant, and a mini hydro.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Is there a problem with the presentation?
I'm trying to do the slideshow, but my keys are stuck. So instead of seeing everything, so I just wanted to do the slideshow. But go ahead.
Okay. His reason for joining the program: to enhance his project management and leadership skills, and to guide and give him practical advice, enabling him to navigate challenges and take up opportunities. In the next 5 years, he hopes to be contributing significantly to impactful projects where he can continue to grow. Matthew has been a mentee in no less than 3 of the subsets: accounting and finance, which we're presenting now, entrepreneurship, and oil and gas. And he will speak about his journey very shortly. So the next one we want to go through is Kelvin. Just do a quick search for Kelvin.
Okay, Kevin, give me a second. So, okay, this is Stella. I think that's all I have.
Okay, Kelvin is a graduate in accounting and is studying for his chartered accountancy exams. And he's also a software designer and engineer. He has built the prototype of a general ledger that he calls G Ledger, hence his interest in joining the accounting and finance subset. The last member of the accounting and finance subset is Blessing. She's not here today. Blessing is a safety expert in the food and consumer sector. Her interest in joining the accounting and finance subset was to gather the knowledge and financial literacy to be able to manage her small, well, she says it's small. I think that she has aspirations for something bigger, consultancy business. So those are the three graduating mentees in the accounting and finance subset. Right. I think before we move on to the next one, it might be more efficient to have each of the people that I have just spoken, if they're on the program now, to give us their impact stories so that it's in context rather than wait till the end of all the presentations. So let's start with Matthew. Matthew, if you're on the program, please give us your impact story, your testimonial, and then Kelvin or Blessing, if you're there. And then we move on to the next subset. I'll introduce that if Temitope is not around. Thank you. Matthew, over to you.
Good day to everyone. Distinguished guests, mentors, and fellow graduates. My name is Matthew Olanipekun, one of the mentees of this leadership program. It is with a great pride and honor that I am before you today as a graduate of the first cohort of this leadership program. An initiative that has not only shaped my understanding of leadership, but also transformed my life in a profound ways. First, I would like to take a moment to express my heartfelt appreciation to incredible individuals whose vision and guidance have been instrumental in my growth. First, to my mentor, Mr. Albert, thank you for your unwavering support, insight, and encouragement. Your guidance has empowered me to embrace leadership with confidence and clarity. You have not only taught me the intricacies of entrepreneurship, but also the importance of leading with integrity and purpose. To my pastor, Pastor Itua Olajide Igodalo, the visionary behind this program, your dedication to nurturing responsible, ethical, and accountable leaders is inspiring. You have given us a platform to grow, challenge ourselves, and step into our true potential as leaders. The impact of this program on each of us is immeasurable, and we are forever grateful for this great opportunity. When I embarked on this 6-month journey, I knew I was signing up for something remarkable. R.E.A.L, responsible, ethical, accountable leadership. It's more than just a title. It is a framework, a guiding light, and a call to action for each of us who believes in the power of leadership to transform society. I had the privilege of being part of the entrepreneurship subset, where I learned not just the skills required to lead a business, but the ethics and responsibilities that come with creating something that has a lasting positive impact. Throughout this program, I gained a deeper understanding of what it means to be a responsible leader, one who is accountable not just to the organization, but to the people and communities they serve. Ethical decision-making, integrity in leadership, and the ability to guide others with purpose were values deeply instilled in me. And these are lessons I will carry with me for the rest of my life. This journey has had a profound impact on my perspective, both personally and professionally. I now realize that leadership is not simply about authority or power. It is about service. It's about inspiring others to become the best version of themselves. Through this program, I've come to understand the importance of humility, as expressed by Mr. Herbert, the value of collaboration, and the significance of leading by example. I can confidently say that I am fully prepared to take on the mantle of leadership in my sphere of influence, especially in entrepreneurship, where I hope to contribute to the growth and prosperity of Nigeria and Africa as a whole. This country is rich in potential and talent. Needs leaders who are willing to rise to the challenge, leaders who are ready to make ethical decisions that will positively shape the future. As I step into the world as graduate of the R.E.A.L program, I'm confident that I am equipped with skills and mindset to bring about meaningful change. I'm not just leaders of tomorrow. I am the responsible, ethical, accountable leaders of today. And with this, I have a great duty to better the lives of those around me, because sustainable enterprises build a sustainable enterprises and play a part in the shaping a brighter future for Africa and Nigeria.
Areas. This weekend has been great with Kenya, the river where most of the world's greatest trade and portion of Kenyan is also suffered some burn.
It takes and the effort is not easy to run a program for 6 months. We schedule your own schedule to meet up with our own schedule. I sincerely want to say thank you. And to my fellow graduates, congratulations. You are the change we have been waiting for. Thank you all, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That deserves a virtual clap. Thank you very much, Matthew. Well said. As I had mentioned, Matthew is the only mentee who was part of 3 subsets. And from his comments, I'm sure you'll agree that he held himself commendably in all of them. Thank you. Is Kelvin there now or not? If not, we move on. Kelvin, if you're there, please unmute and tell us your impact story. I didn't see Kelvin when I went to...
Would he have signed in as Kevin, or is there another name he could have signed in as?
Possibly, but he should be unmuted. Possibly.
Some people are in without name, so they might be joining with their devices.
Kevin, just raise your hand.
To save time, Kelvin, if you're there, just raise your hand. If not, we'll come back to you later on. I don't think Blessing is there. Blessing, if you're there, this is the accounting and finance subset. If you're there, please raise your hand. If not, let's move on. So we'll move on to the next subset. Anyone who hasn't been, any of the mentees who have not been able to give us to share the impact stories can do so when we've completed all the presentation of subsets. So we'll move on to food production because I know that Uche is here. Jumoke, can you please help and pull up the elevator pitch again so that I can just briefly present Uche's profile? I don't think Temitope is here.
He's in. Temitope is in now. Mr. Temitope Ajayi is in.
Oh,
so,
fantastic. Temitope, over to you, sir. If we pull up the slide, then he can speak to it. Thank you.
I need to ask him to unmute 1 second. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Temitope.
Mr. Abbott,
Okay.
Mr. Abbott, kindly go ahead and present the pitch. And I hope Uche is around too. Sister Jumoke has some pictures that she will present after your speech. Thank you.
Okay, my Oga, no problem. So let's give Jumoke a minute to pull up the pitch.
Whose speech am I pulling up? Because I want to look for it before I pull it up.
Uche. I saw her name.
Okay,
so I hope she's
see
still
it.
on.
1 second. Yeah, let me project that now. Okay. Can you see the slides?
Yes, very clearly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Uche, fondly called the baker in our subset, has a BSc in agriculture. She's been working as a cashier, a phonics instructor, and the assistant head of operations of a food and beverages company. Her project experience includes the host-specific photochemical contents of African mistletoe. That's a big one. And her reason for joining the program are to build confidence, networking, skills development, and feedback. What she has been able to contribute is dedication, a thirst for learning, enthusiasm, and the ability to challenge herself. And she's looking to transfer. She's hoping that, well, she did this before the program started. She was hoping that at the beginning of the program, that there'll be a transfer of skills from her mentor to herself on business venture problem solving and the whole process of mentorship. And in 5 years, she wants to have an established business and also mentor others. So, Uche, our baker in the house. There are 2 bakers in the house, but Uche is the bread baker. We'll come to the other baker later on in the program. Uche, are you there? Please unmute and give us your impact story. And then your mentor, Temitope, will round it up with the photos that you'd like to present. Thank you.
Uche, if you're here, we've asked you to unmute, so please go ahead and unmute. Okay. I don't see any Uche in the.
Yes, I'm not sure she's around.
Okay, she must have dropped off. Okay, so let's do the photos then. So let's do the photo gallery, and then hopefully she'll be back in.
Yeah.
This is what you're looking for, right?
Yes. That is a branch name, Gusto Foods. And that's one of our products, which she baked by herself. And now this is our banana bread. Yes, another banana bread with vanilla flavor.
That's all I have.
Yes, I think that's all we could share for now.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Great. So if Uche is able to join us later on to give us her impact story, I have a request from our mommy, Professor Grange, to present her subset because she has another engagement that she needs to get to. So Professor Adenike Grange, you have the floor, ma. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Nami. I always call you honorable. You are honorable and you will remain honorable to me. Can I put on my video? I know why I'm asking for this. I'll let you know. Thank you. Right. I would like you to see that I am not a spring chicken. and therefore, I feel really highly honored to be among you all who are much younger, much more agile, and you know, you certainly have shown how well we can, how much we can do for the next generation. Thank you, Pastor Igudalo, for starting this program, and the whole team. I want to thank you. Let me start by congratulating my mentees. Mentees, thank you very much. While I'm thanking you, I like also to say that I was not your only mentor. Barrister Bolanle Olafunmiloye was a co-mentor. And I think she's here, so she will have the opportunity to also say a few words, I'm sure, after me. Thank you. Jumoke, please, can you put up the first slide for me? Thank you. Now, this is actually, this is an outline of the curriculum for mentorship that I put together for our subset, which is for youth and women empowerment subset. My experience in mentoring youth for youth and women empowerment has been from the time that I was even in the at Luth, when I used to join programs set up by UNICEF and WHO. And so, you know, we gradually came up with programs for empowerment for women, children, and youth. So, but as I said, I have, of course, resigned from all that for quite a while, so I'm just picking it up. And so I feel honored that I was not, I was not regarded as a fossilized brain. And I can actually save myself from becoming a fossil by continuing to mentor. Thank you. Now, the overall outline, I can just about see it, is to give the knowledge base to my mentees to start with. And then we went on to discuss leadership in this area. So the knowledge required had to do with the demography of Nigeria, to highlight the importance of focusing on the empowerment of youth and women, and the indicators of disempowerment of women, children, and the youth. We always say that we want to empower them, but first of all, we have to do a situation analysis to know how they were disempowered. So that went on. Then we had case studies, some of them presented by me and some others by mentees. Then we also had to look at what was actually available resources for empowerment. And you find that there's a whole range of them, from institutional to legislative to policies and private sector and civil society. Now, the civil society for us is quite important, because my mentees were sort of more engaged in civil society work, although many of them would also like to be entrepreneurs. So in talking about the resources, we had to look at the SDGs framework, Sustainable Development Goals framework, so as to help us appreciate the need for collaboration and for team building, and also for making sure that, you know, we are consistent and we are constantly motivated, and we gain confidence in using these resources. Then finally, we went on to now discuss what it means to be a leader in that area. So for, you know, in order not to take too much time, I would like to show the pitches. Those who are here, I think Banke is here, and Mr. Ogungbemi. Mr. Ogungbemi is here. So, Jumoke, please, could you put out, can you bring out Mr. Ogungbemi's?
Okay, 1 second, Ma, while I'm looking for it.
Thank you.
Also, let me just add to the fact that you do mentor a lot of us, even though it's not formal mentorship. Informal mentorship, I'm one of your mentees. All the time that we have those conversations, brainstorming sessions, and we go back and forth. You give your time. So thank you. And even those that you're mentoring indirectly that may not acknowledge, that you don't know, I just want to let you know that who you are and your leadership styles and your service to the country and all that you represent does mentor a lot of us. And I am a recipient of that mentorship. So thank you for that. You are deeply appreciated. You are definitely not in the retirement stage yet. As I always tell you, there's so much more that you have to give. So thank you. I am trying to find Mr. Ogungbemi. Okay, I have found that, and I will be sharing my slide.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much, Jumoke. Thanks for reminding me that actually I'm best when I'm informally mentoring. Thank you. Is this Mr. Ogungbemi's?
Yeah, I got that. 1 second.
All right. Well, let me say something about those who have shown up here. Mr. Ogungbemi actually took on the responsibility of organizing our meetings every week. So we are grateful to him for that. And I was sure that we would have a meeting if Mr. Ogungbemi says that we will have a meeting. You know, I must say that the others, maybe because of their work, maybe their scheduling, apart from Banke also has been very resilient and has tried to fill in the gap when Mr. Ogungbemi was not able to do so. So this is Mr. Ogungbemi's. Oh yes, I can now read it, yes. Thank you. That's part of the a little bit of deficiency, age-related. So now, Mr. Ogungbemi's education, can you enlarge it a little bit, please? Maybe I'll be able to read better. Is it possible? Okay, thank you. That's better. Good, good. Right, right.
Technical difficulties with my slides,
Yeah,
so
yeah. I see that. Yes, okay. So the okay, education was PSC Work Resource Limited. Oh, sorry. That means you did not even give us a lot about your education. Never mind. So, well, your work experience was as a volunteer for Youth Mentorship Initiative. And that is where I think you are still there. And you know, your interaction with this team shows how much, you know, selfless service we're actually giving to that organization. And I'm sure you'll be able to say a little bit more about that later. I'm looking for, okay, growth in 5 years. You wanted in 5 years from now to see yourself as a certified project manager, committed to raising leaders that will innovate and invent pragmatic solutions to educational and vocational challenges in Nigeria. Also, with active participation in politics, you wanted to serve your community in the capacity of a national legislator to leverage such a platform to advocate for educational reforms. Okay, so those are the two goals for 5 years. And I do believe that our curriculum gave you first the background knowledge to what it is that we wanted to deal with in the community, and then the fact that I had some experience in politics accidentally, I was able to give some to share some part of my experience with you all. Okay, I believe that at this point, could I ask? Let me ask Mr. Ogungbemi to enlarge more on what he needed and what we have been able to do. Is that okay, Honorable Nami?
Perfectly okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Dennis, please unmute and give your impact story, and then we move on to Banke. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, sir, Mr. Albert. Prof. Ma, thank you for this opportunity. And I want to say a big thank you also to other mentor, Barrister Olafumilore. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be a part of the first cohort of this prestigious mentorship program. And I'm grateful to Pastor Itua for the vision to raise leaders. And I'm privileged to be a part of that. About the education, I want to start with that. In the course of our mentorship, I did let you know that I was once an undergraduate. Due to certain things, I'm planning on going back to continue my undergraduate program. I was a dental student in the medical school for 4 years. And right now, I am currently being admitted into University of People for a business administration program. And the reason why I inputted PSC work resource in the educational part of the slide that was presented was at that time, when I submitted it, I was currently undergoing a project management training with a consulting firm. That is why I put PSC work resource. Okay. So far so good. Because of this 6-month mentorship program, I've learned so much, most especially from my section with Prof and the little section we had with Barrister. For me, I've learned to critically examine issue. That's one of my takeaway from my interaction with Prof. There's an issue we had to talk about. We need to look at the data we are going to use to back up whatever claim we are having on the subject matter, and give room for other perspective. Let's say we're talking, because there was a time we talked about concept of transgenderism in Nigeria, and the wave it was, the rate at which the wave was increasing. Prof gave a perspective, and I'm like, I didn't see this way before. And she was like, okay, what's really the cause of it? Can we look at all the socio-economical cause of people waking up one day and say, okay, they are no longer male, they want to become female, and the aspect of cross-dressers, how can we come in, the role of the family. And also, one of the things I also learned is, I have also learned from other people's experience, listening for other mentees like me. Ms. Banker, for example, talk where she works, her experience, share her struggles, and her aspiration for the next 4 or 5 years has given me also the opportunity to learn from other people. And going forward, I want to say I look forward to mentorship programs like this, to learn more, to grow, to develop myself. And once again, thank you, African Leadership Group. Thank you, Pastor Itua. Thank you, Mr. Albert. Thank you, Professor Nike. Thank you, Barrister Olafumilore. And thank you, and congratulations to my fellow mentees.
Thank you, Dennis. I'm sure you'll make it, whatever you have in mind. You are very resilient, determined, and you have it all going for you. Thank you. Can we have Banke, please? Jumoke, could you please pull up her?
Want her elevator pitch?
Yes, please.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Thank you. Whilst you are doing that, I just want to let you know that Barrister Bolanle Olafumilore started mentoring half of the team. What we did was to divide the team into 2. So she was to mentor half, and then halfway we would swap, so that they both teams are exposed to both of us. Unfortunately, halfway through the exercise, she lost her dad. And so she had to excuse herself from the program. So at this point, I think we give our condolences for the loss of her father. So Barrister Bolanle, would you like to say a few words before Jumoke pulls up?
I don't have a banker slide, but I will dig through. So Barrister Bolanle, again, our sincere condolences. I'm just finding out we definitely would have reached out to you. So may God comfort you and the family, and thank you for all that you do. I'll reach out to you after the program. So go ahead. Let me look for
Thank you, Sister Jumoke. Thank you so much. Prof, Prof is my mentor. Thank you so much, Ma. I really want to appreciate you. Like Prof has said that we started co-chairing the group together midway. Unfortunately, I lost my dad, and I was involved in all the preparations, burials, and all that. So I had to excuse myself from the second half of the program. But I got in touch with Mentor Albert. I'm back, and I hope to continue on the program. So thank you so much, Prof, for taking up the responsibility. You're my mother, and I really appreciate you. You didn't even flinch. You just took it up and continued with the program. So, and I know that the mentees had a good time learning from you. I missed out. I wanted to also learn much more. And so anyway, thank you, Ma. I want to appreciate Pastor Itwa for this program. I think it's wonderful. We discussed it at the beginning that there was a need for us to work with there was a need for us to work with young people to see how we can, get those that are interested in leadership to, to be mentored. So it's a wonderful program. I just want to congratulate all of us for this event. It's in 6 months. And I know that the mentors really would have learned one or two things because we have seasoned veterans and leaders in our midst. Saying that, I want to congratulate specifically the mentees in my own subset, youth and women. Mr. Dennis, how are you? I really enjoyed your short presentation, your short speech, and I'm looking forward to working with you. I had the opportunity to interact with Dennis over the few months once he joined the program. And I believe that, yes, there's a lot that can be done. We're also working together on this We Aspire Youth Mentorship Initiative. Dennis is our administrator, and he's doing a great job there. Other mentees, I'd like to congratulate you. Banke, Stella, I don't know if Stella is here. Foyin, I believe that you all know, you're all interested and passionate about what you decided to learn. And I hope that what you have learned over the past few months, it sets a path for you for the future. So thank you, everyone, for allowing me to be part of this program. Thank you, Mr. Albert, always efficient and effective, buzzing us to remind us of our responsibilities. We appreciate you. On that note, I think I'll give the room. I don't know if any of the other mentees are around, either Banke or Stella or Foyin. But congratulations, everyone, our co-mentors. Congratulations. I think it's a good step, and I think we shouldn't relax. The country is going through so much, and we really need to, do something about it. Very few people, but if we can do something about it, please let us do something about it. Thank you all.
but I believe Stella is not available because of her work. But Banke
is here.
Yeah. Thank you, Bolanle. Bolanle, would you like to present Banke since she's here?
Oh, okay. Since her
pitch is coming up, I think.
Okay,
her
is it
pitch
coming
is
up?
coming up. Yes.
Okay, please do.
Can you see my slides?
Yes, nice. Owoyomi Adebanke, hello, how are you? So let me present Owoyomi Adebanke to you. Banke started with us as a core member. I don't know if you are done, but I know that
she's done now. She's done.
Yes, yes, she started as I started with us.
Yes.
You're done. So congratulations once again. But you were at the National Assembly in Abuja and you studied at Obafemi Awolowo University with a second class upper in education. And your main experience from discussing with you and from your pitch, you like teaching, and you also taught in some educational institutions. You've also worked in the private sector, Unilever, as a sales promoter. For your project, you worked with the National Association of University Students as the Director of Gender, and you've organized impactful initiatives like Work Against Rape, which I commend so well. And you've done a lot of community service, which shows your interest in women and youth subset. What you expected from this program, and I hope you were able to achieve that, was that you're expecting your mentors to bring a positive attitude, openness to feedback, clear goals, and willingness to learn and take initiative, and actively engage in the mentoring relationship. And I know that we were able to discuss with, in our sessions, very interactive sessions, you participated very well. Then your skill is to use your skill and knowledge gained effectively by consistently applying it in the real life situation relevant to your goals. You also aim to be a good leader and pass the knowledge you have learned from the mentorship program down to people around you. In 5 years' time, you are expecting to leverage your skills and experience to contribute significantly to the society. You see yourself taking on more responsibilities and play a key role in projects and events that contribute to your community. As a future leader, you wish to take up leadership roles locally and nationally and be a gender advocate. So this is Owoyomi Adebanke, and she's a mentee, or was a mentee, and now a graduate mentee of our graduate program.
That's very good. So Banke
around? Yes.
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, so over to you, Banke.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Oh, it's like the journey has been awesome, and then I want to firstly appreciate Pastor R.E.A.L for this initiative. It's actually brought so many youth together. We're able to brainstorm, and personally, I want to appreciate Ms. Jumoke. She's been so wonderful to put this pitch together. When I had issue at the beginning, she helped out, and I'm grateful for that. Also, I want to appreciate our mentors, Professor Grinch. I think this mentoring is your calling, and I've actually tapped the anointing. Thank you so much, Ma. and Barrister Olafumile, thank you so much, ma. We appreciate you. And the journey so far, the journey was actually awesome. We talked about SDGs related to real lives. I've been participating in anything SDG, but I've never understood like I did during the mentorship program. Mommy broke it down for us, related it. She made sure that we get the answers. She'll give the hints, we'll be giving suggesting answers, like we're in just normal living room discussions. Okay. Then after that, until you're able to get the answer, and that actually helped a lot. And the one-on-one with her, I was able to express myself without hiding anything, my emotions, the challenges, and she did well. She always step in, okay, she provides solution. What if we go about it like this? Let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. So I really, I enjoyed myself. I'm still enjoying because sometimes we chat in the group and she'll post something for us to read, and we appreciate that. And the experience of other mentees, we were able to relate, exchange contacts, and do things. Okay, if you have an assignment, we'll be able to talk about it. Okay, how are we going to relate this outside the group? And we hope to continue that relationship. My journey was so awesome. I enjoyed the mentorship program. And during the evaluation, we were asked whether our expectations have been met. And I said, according to the questions, my expectations were met. In fact, I had more than I envisaged, and I'm grateful for that. So I once again want to appreciate our mentors, Professor Grange, and Barrister Olafumile Bolande. Thank you so much, ma. We look forward to having more of you in the group to continue to share your experience with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Banke. One thing that you gained, which you did not say, is that you gained a lot of confidence. I know that at the beginning, you were not speaking so loudly. Right now, you can stand your ground anywhere. So well done. That's I think I'm right, aren't I, Banke?
You're right, ma. So I didn't prepare to speak actually, so I didn't know that I was going to speak because they've already sent the list out. So my name was not on the list. I would have prepared more comprehensive step my journey, but I just have to give that.
No problem. No problem. We heard you loud and clear. That's
Thank you.
good. Right.
And Adebanke also helps lead the youth program. She helps with Solage, coordinating the different groups in the training. So she's really using her leadership skills with the youth.
Thank you. Well, I think we'll round up now just to let you know that I'm grateful to Pastor Itoa, Jumoke, and the entire team too, because I forgot to tell you that I also took the course that was put up for leadership. Now, what did I gain from it? I gained the fact that you may be a leader, but you need to be able to always improve on your communication, and that depends on the experience in communicating leadership to people. As Jumoke has said, most of what I do is role modeling, but I think that course also helped me to improve my communication on leadership. Thank you very much, Pastor Itoa. And we really
You're muted, ma. Okay.
Okay, now. This is such an important program for our nation. We're talking of national development. We're talking of ethical, value.
Because they said that you were
leaders, unfortunately. So this is an attempt being made for us to participate in a course that will help to restore values to the younger generation. Thank you very much. And I thank the audience for putting up with us while we go through this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Well, last presentation, and not the least, is the entrepreneurial subset. There are 4 graduating members of that. 2 are not present. 1 has already spoken. So we will present the elevator pitch for Olato Majekudumi, who is the second baker in the house, and invite her to give her impact story.
Almost last 2 months or so. No, I've been in Zoom meetings.
Please bear with us.
Okay,
yes,
can you pull up? Yeah,
so
thank you.
Who am I presenting?
Olato Majekudumi.
Olato, okay, I saw it here. 1 second. I saw it here a second ago. Sorry, I have a lot of slides, so here we go. Let me present this. Okay, can you see my slide? Oh, it's sharing, yes. Let me open it up. Sometimes if I do see slideshow from the beginning, it would on current slide. Okay. See it, yeah, I have issues with that. So let me just go back to apologies, you guys will have to just see my whole screen because it does act up. Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, very clearly. So Tone Majekodumi, work experience, she's a legal officer with the Churchgate Group and is a practicing in-house lawyer. She's also the CEO of Tonuni Cakes, and that's where her passion lies. So she's the second baker in the house. She does beautiful cakes. She's a legal practitioner by profession with a strong passion in baking. That's why she joined the entrepreneurship group. She has a Bachelor of Laws from the University of Ibadan and a Bachelor of Law from the Nigerian Law School campus. What she brings to the table is enthusiasm, commitment to the program, willingness to learn, and adherence to advice. And the application of knowledge gained, she hopes to leverage it to ensure that she goes from her current status to her desired destination. In 5 years, she sees herself as a seasoned professional in the corporate legal space, as well as a top-class baker, successfully running her bakery at the highest level and to the highest level of excellence and elegance. Unfortunately, she's in transit on her way home, and she can't speak. So she will need to tell us her impact stories later on, perhaps by way of a chat. Thank you very much, Jumoke. Very quickly, if you can scroll to Uche whilst you're there, because she has joined the platform, and Uche can then speak and give her impact story.
Uche too is having problem with connection, so she's been trying to rejoin again. But yeah.
So she's
Thank you,
off
sir.
or she's on now?
I think she's out again. Connection is epileptic. Yeah.
All right. So in the
Yeah.
interest of brevity, let's move on. Uche and any others who have not been able to present their impact stories can do so at a later date. Can we move on to the next agenda item so that we can close on time, which is the presentation of e-certificates? I think it will be probably more efficient if we present a sample of the e-certificate, and then we can send each individual mentee the certificate via WhatsApp, and they can collect the hard copies at a time and date convenient to themselves. Thank you. I hand over this segment to you, Jumoke.
Thank you so much. So this is a copy of the e-certificate. This is the certificate that we give out from the School of Leadership and Governance. And I'm just going to read it 1 second. So it reads, Certificate of Completion. In this case, this is Uche for an outstanding presentation in demonstrating the principles of responsible, ethical, accountable leadership through the successful completion of the ITWA. Please mute yourself. Please go ahead and mute yourself, please. Thank you. Through the successful completion of the ITWA Olajide Ighodalo R.E.A.L Mentorship Program. And as you all know, R.E.A.L means Responsible, Ethical, Accountable Leadership Program. This 5th day of September 2024, it is signed by Pastor ITWA Ighodalo, the president, and myself, the Chief Operating Officer of the organization. So we will be sending this out to the participants. Well, we'll send it to King Albert, and then he can distribute to everyone. So we would ask you to check the spelling of your names, and then if there's a need for correction, let us know and we'll correct it and send it right back to you. But I believe we have all the spellings correct. That is it.
Thank you very much, Jumoke. I believe we also have a gift token. Am I correct, or am I misspeaking?
Yes, but I mean, unfortunately, we can't send it via. We would get everyone's address, and we'll be sending. Once it's branded, we're in the process of branding it right now, and then we'll get everyone's address and send it to them. So this is a token. It's something that we want you to keep, representing what you have done with the mentorship program. So it goes to the mentors and the mentees as well.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So we're almost rounding up now. We've got all the impact stories for those who are present. We're at the stage of the agenda where we wish to invite a prominent figure in the mentorship field to comment on what he or she has just heard in the last hour or so. Jumoke, can you take the lead on identifying someone who can speak amongst those present? Thank you.
There are quite a few people, so at the risk of offending anyone, I'm going to ask that you please raise your hand. We have quite a lot of notable mentors that have been on this journey with us. I would call on Mrs. Bolade Thomas, Madam Bolade Thomas, or Mommy Bolade Thomas. She's here. She joins us all the time, and I think she's still here. Quite a few. We have Pastor Funke Awolowo. We also have Mr. Duro Simieti. He usually joins us all the time. And we have Auntie Fumi Tomori Ajayi, who is another mentor of mine. So we have quite a few people here. These are some of the names that I can just call off, and I would please invite you all to please speak and be a part of this. Yes, go ahead, Ma.
Thank you very much, Jumoke. I'm actually shocked to hear my name. Well, this is very interesting, very, very interesting. I would like to say thank you so much for this program. And this is the kind of program that we need in the country, how to bring up our youth. So I must actually commend all the mentors, and I commend uh, the the mentees also for demonstrating such hunger for knowledge, because that's what we need. We have mentors all over the place to share experiences, but then we also need the receiving end, and that's why I'm actually very proud of the mentees for signing up for this, and I pray that they move from here to glorious heights, because when we have people with this kind of knowledge, believing so much in the country, because they will use that knowledge to mold and shape the country to a greater future. So once again, thank you very much, Pastor Istua, Jumoke, Pastor Sonny, and our great Mr. Albert. I'm actually getting to know your name today. Anyway, for a wonderful job. I commend you. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ma. It just shows that you silently mentor and inspire people even with your just your silence. So just goes to show that we do watch and we are observant. So thank you for what you do, for being part of this program every Thursday, for your contribution as well. Can I have Mr. Duro Simieti? He's also on. I know I'm calling names, and then I have Pastor Funke's hand up. So if you can go ahead, and while Mr. Duro Simieti prepares to also speak, go ahead, Pastor Funke. Please feel free to raise your hand. We'll ask you to unmute, and so that you can chime in your comments as we begin to bring the session to a close. Pastor Funke, I've asked you to unmute. Are you unable to unmute?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, yes. Thank you for this opportunity. And it's been a very, very interesting journey whereby, I think every week I've had to learn the intricacies of governance, and we're, sharing and especially listening to people that you bring on board. I want to say you're onto a great thing. And somebody said ignorance is bliss, but I know that ignorance can be dangerous. And so, for enlightening, for unfolding, for teaching, for directing us, I want to say thank you to you all. I've enjoyed every bit of this. And I know that very soon, I used to be a part of a group called the Third Force, and it culminated into a political party. God knows where we're going, but I know we're going into great successes, and so help us, God. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have anyone else that wants to speak? This is the time before we bring the program to a close. Any other comments? Okay. Again, profound apologies from Pastor Sonny. He is in an area where network is not cooperating with him, and he sent a text that he would not have missed it if he could. So he wanted to just send his apologies, and also to commend the graduates and the mentors and the mentees and all those that are participating in this program. He sends his warm regards and deepest appreciation for the continued support of this program, not just NLS, but Africa Leadership Group as a whole. Thank you so very much. Before Faye, can we bring up Mr. President for the closing remark if there are no other comments? We are going to be sending out the application form So please watch out for that. I'm also going to put a link in the chat room where you can sign up to be part of what we are doing here at Africa Leadership Group. This is just one of the initiatives, as Mr. President has spoken earlier on. And I also want to thank all those of you from the diaspora, King Charles, and all of you that join this program every Thursday. We're also looking to you to be part of our mentorship program. You have a lot. There's knowledge transfer, information sharing. So we would be calling on you to join the next cohort of the mentorship program. Thank you so very much. Same time, same place, same Zoom link next week at 5 p.m. Just a different topic. Over to you, Mr. President.
All right, Jumoke, thank you so much. Albert, who I call fondly El Coco, my classmate from international school. Yesterday, we were telling somebody that we've known each other for almost 48 years. The person gasps because I think she's about 30 years old. So she was wondering, how could people know themselves for longer than I was born? Professor Nika Grange I've known for about the same time, maybe even shorter. I've known her since I was in King's College. Great lady. Thank you so much. God will bless you for your energy and your love for Nigeria. Joke has done an awesome job. Sonny wish she was here. We're looking for Pastor Tayo. He's a wolf for a few days. You try and track him down. And then Lara and everybody else that have been part of this great journey. I really am very, very grateful to all of you. It's always a joy week after week to see people on the program. People who've been very, very committed. Shade Fashide, so much. You've been a great sister and a great source of support. Charles, my cousin, sorry about our loss of our auntie. God was
Let's try turning off your video. Maybe we'll be able to get more bandwidth.
Well, let us, sorry, Jumoke, you were saying something.
No, we lost your audio for a second there. So I was thinking maybe if we turn off your bandwidth, we'll be able to get your audio. But we can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Well, it's Nigerian technology. We're going to get it right by God's grace. So I was just thanking everybody who have been part of this great and wonderful, wonderful journey. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very pleased. I'm very, very thankful to God that we have been able to celebrate this great milestone. The mentees and, of course, our mentors that have given so much of their time. I want to ask that the mentees run with the information that they have. You know, it's information that's worth a lot. I don't know, I'm not sure we paid for that information, but knowledge is power and knowledge is strength. And it is what you know that separates you from the rest of the pack. When I was preaching in church yesterday, I was asking the people that we must know our environment. We must understand our environment. We must understand where we're operating from. And the reason why people make mistakes is because they make wrong assumptions about the environment where they are. They assume wrongly. And one of the things I was telling Faye as we're on this program is that unfortunately a lot of us also, and some of us are on this program, we have wrongly understood the political environment in Nigeria, wrongly understood the political environment in Nigeria. And that is why we're going through what we are going through as a nation. The fuel prices increasing all the time, the amount of suffering and pain that people are going through, the inflation that's unbearable, the depreciation in our foreign exchange, and so on and so forth. You know, my brother is running for office, and a very respectable Nigerian is sitting and insisting that my brother must come and see him and greet him and talk to him. Otherwise, he'll consider an affront or be offended that a man who is running and running all over the place trying to get votes has not come to see him, you know, and then maybe there's a subtle threat there that he may not get the support that he's looking for. And then I'm saying that tomorrow, this same man, after the government choice has been made, if it's unfortunate not to be the right one, will be grumbling and complaining about what government is doing. Government is doing what government is able to do, what government wanted to do, what government was looking to do, because we made wrong choices in leadership selection. And if you know what they throw into running for office, they throw everything. And even this last election, we began to see throwing African magic and all manners of native festivals and all manners of practices, juju and everything, even into the political process. So you have thuggery, which is really, really a fundamental part of it. You have use of security agencies. You have cultism. You know, you have weaponization of poverty. You have fear. You have intimidation. You have threats. You have campaigns of calumny, and you have, of course, the almighty money. You know, it's a war out there in the political field. And a lot of us who are not inside of it cannot imagine what is going on in there. And we're in our cocoon, we're in our bubble, we're speaking largely to ourselves. And a lot of the people who should actually be on this platform are not on this platform. And they couldn't be bothered about what we are all doing. So we must also find a way to include them and get them to be on this platform and speak to them in a language that they can understand. Simple, basic language that will help change their thinking and something that's not too theoretical. So right now we're going through all this pain in Nigeria, but we're hoping that having gone through this mentorship program, then those who have benefited from it, we use it to add value, not just to themselves, but value to society, value to environment, value to others. That is the only way that this effort will really, really yield fruit, okay? And some of the people should go back and get into the leadership and political process in Nigeria. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. If we really do not have repentance and a change of attitude and a change of leadership and getting the right kind of leadership in Nigeria and in Africa, we will be begging the question. So the training and the mentorship that a lot of you guys are getting here is so that you would also, can you hear me? Is so that you'll also have the boldness and the courage to use it and to use it to fight for leadership in Nigeria. And it is a fight. It's a big, big war out there. And those who got there or have found themselves there or fought to be there not for reasons of benefits to the country, to others, and to society, but largely for reasons of benefits to themselves. And they are benefiting themselves. So it is really for them a do or die. We've been talking to them about warlords, people that control, gangsters, mafia. Everybody is involved in the political process in our country. And I compared it to Singapore, where when they were having a search for a president, they laid out criteria. The person must have a first degree, minimum first class. So he must be a first class graduate. He must have at least 2 or 3 masters. Must have been in government or similar organization and led or looked after or been chief executive of organizations of a certain size. Not only that, he must be of impeccable character, both personally and in his family. And then what really made me sit down and gasp was that he must not have had a single traffic ticket. So if in Singapore, the police have stopped you for wrong parking or over speeding or this and that, and you've gotten a ticket at some stage in your life or career, you are automatically shut out of running for the presidency or the prime ministership of that country. That is how strict they are as to the kind of person they want to lead them. And I pray that one day, with the likes of the programs that we're running, with the change and the transformation of the minds, one day, very soon, Nigeria will get there. So I want to advise our mentees to be strong, to be capable, to be competent, to be determined, and to look forward to a great Nigeria and an extraordinary Africa. Once again, I thank you all very, very much. And I pray that the good Lord will bring our dreams to pass, will reward our efforts, our labor will not be in vain. God bless you all. Thank you very much. I've been asked to pray for Nigeria, and if you do not mind, I will do that prayer now. Father in heaven, I thank you and I glorify your name. I thank you for Nigeria. And my first declaration is that Nigeria is not a mistake. Definitely not. What people meant for evil, what the British meant to oppress the African, pollute her waters, damage her mind, and take her resources. My God looked at it and said, I will turn it into a good plan. So the great plan that Nigeria has become, or God is turning it into, will not fail, will not fall. Our prayers will not be wasted. Our efforts will not be in vain. Very soon, and very, very soon, Nigeria will be great again. I bless this nation. I bless all of you. I bless the continent of Africa, and I bless those who have actively invested so much in the transformation of our continent. It shall be well with you all. Personally and in your personal lives, you will prosper. God will strengthen you. God was with Joseph, and he made everything that he did to prosper. God will be with you and take you out of whatever bondage we have found ourselves in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Thank you, precious
Amen.
Father. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen. 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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ito.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pastor Itua. It's good to.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for this and all you're doing.
Thank you.
I think with that, we bring the program to a close.
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.